Hey, what's up, guys? It's Leo. Hit the like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm. So let's go and get started. The market seems to be in max fear right now. Everybody seems to be panicking. So if we take a look at the chart here, so this is showing the fear and greed index over time. And why are you scared? Because what you should be doing is being greedy when other people are fearful, because a lot of times people get lost. They sit there and they miss the forest because they're staring at the tree this close. The big thing to take away here is that we're seeing max fear when we are sitting at critical support on many of these things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, for example. So, and also just fundamentals wise, why are you scared? Look, we've got banks creating stablecoins. We have world governments looking to adopt. We have President of the United States, Trump, aggressively buying Ethereum yet again. I think he just bought like 4 million Ethereum if you look at his World Liberty financial account. You have every reason to be as bullish as can be. In fact, the fundamentals have never, ever been stronger. But let's go back to the fear and greed index here. So if we look at when fear has gotten this bad before, you can see that it has always pretty much signaled a bottom. If you come over here, back in July of 2022, fear got really, really low to levels where we are now, and you can see that we didn't go much lower before just kind of consolidating and then trending higher. But I want to go back to 2020 because I think that's a similar period to what we're seeing right now. So, and what I'm talking about here is the COVID scare where the price just literally flash crashed. We saw prices and fear just plummet, fear skyrocketed and the price plummeted. But then we saw a very quick V-shaped recovery. And so I think that we're in similar periods here where basically we're bottoming out. If we come over here, we take a look at Bitcoin, we're in this uptrending channel. Why are you scared? It's just stair stepping up. It's not, it's not doing anything crazy. And that's another point I want to make. If you look at what the markets have done in the past, where we see these massive crashes, because I think that's what a lot of people are scared of. They're scared that there's going to be a massive crash and you're going to see an 80% drop, and I don't think we're at that I don't think that's the case. So look at what price did back the prior bull run. It just skyrocketed. It went parabolic straight up and price crashed, right? But that's not what we're doing this time. Look at the difference in price. We have a straight vertical rip from what it started at 10,000. It ripped all the way to 70,000. And what we're doing this time is we're doing a very slow grind up. It's a staircase. Moves up a little bit, trend sideways. Moves up a little bit, trend sideways. Moves up a little bit, trend sideways. Nothing has changed. The trend has not changed. We aren't crashing down to new lows or anything like that. We're just consolidating, moving sideways. But people are panicking. Same thing with Ethereum. We come over here, we look at Ethereum. Right now, price has just been trending sideways within this massive triangle on the weekly time frame here, and we're sitting right on top of the 200 EMA on the weekly. While we're seeing max fear, to me, this is a time to be greedy, not fearful. So my best advice is to stop watching the price. All you're doing is stressing yourself out, because the reality is most of y'all you're not depending on crypto to retire tomorrow. So what does it even matter? If you think about it as an adoption curve, that this is a long-term thing, it doesn't matter if it crashes another 20% or whatever for the next month or two. The fact is, we're seeing massive adoption at a scale that we've never seen before, and people are freaking out. Oh my gosh, crypto's dead. I saw the big influencers commenting that on X the other day, that crypto's dead, this is the end. That's ridiculous. There's absolutely no reason to think that. So if you're getting really stressed, it's because you're dwelling and constantly checking the price. Stop doing that. All you're doing is stressing yourself out, and really there's no need to. It's no different than if you held like Apple stock or Microsoft stock back in the early 90s or 80s, whenever it was very, very cheap. If you look forward into the future and you think of what Ethereum will become, with how it's going to be used in our daily lives, if you thought the same way with like Microsoft or Apple or even Amazon, and you saw what it was going to grow to, would you sell? No, of course you wouldn't, because you see all the growth potential. So stop focusing on short-term gains and just take a breath, realize that big banks are talking about creating stable coins, which is just going to make this market absolutely explode. We just saw Bank of America come out yesterday saying that they're going to start looking into and building a stablecoin, that stablecoins are inevitable. And like I've been saying, stablecoins are the Trojan horse for massive adoption, because the day comes that you can take a stablecoin and go to Starbucks and pay for a cup of coffee. That's mass adoption. That's your app store moment where overnight everybody's using it. Now, I mean, something else to consider is if you take a look at this, we talked about this the other day with the ISM. This has to do with manufacturing. It's showing essentially, just really simple version of it is it's showing when the economy starts to expand again, because manufacturers are making more products. That means that there's more demand for the products. And so economy begins to expand and whatnot. And it has marked every time that it crosses above 50, that's a bullish signal, because it means that manufacturing is increasing. And so it has been the marker for every crypto bull run, every single one of them. And we just are crossing above 50 again. So I think the bull market is only just beginning. So something to keep in mind here. Also, so we just got news the SEC has dropped the case against consensus for the MetaMask case. Now, this is also a big deal, because what we're seeing with crypto is in past years, we've seen it be handcuffed. It has had all these balls and chains tying it down from seeing massive adoption. And now with the new SEC coming in, they're coming in and they're taking the chains off. And now this thing can go on and sprint to full adoption and growth. That's why we're seeing banks, Bank of America, going back to that. He was just saying that as soon as they legalize it, stablecoins are coming, and that's it. It's going to cause it to explode. And now we can come over here and we can see what happened yesterday with Senator Cynthia Lummis. They had the Senate subcommittee for cryptocurrencies, and it was kind of interesting. There was one guy in there named Timothy that he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He kind of felt like almost like a Gary Gensler 2.0, because most of his concerns, it sounded like, was that, well, we can't control what people spend their money on with stablecoins. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. I don't need you telling me how I spend my money. But kind of the key takeaways from the meeting is that most digital assets are not legally securities under the Howey test. Kind of already knew that. The United States is behind other countries in creating laws for digital assets. And this is really the big one here, that stablecoins will bring our payment system into the 21st century. Now, think about that. Going back to banks, why are stablecoins a big deal? Because right now, every transaction happens with dollars. That's what stablecoins are. As soon as you have a very easy on-ramp for using crypto and DeFi, you're going to just see massive growth. I mean, you could think of it like we had the whole Operation Choke Point, where they were trying to kill banks or not allow banks to interact with cryptocurrency. Well, stablecoins are kind of the exact opposite of that, because now banks are going to be using stablecoins, and those stablecoins are going to be able to directly interact with decentralized finance. It's going to interact with DeFi applications that banks build for their own customers, such as lending protocols. If you have stablecoins, you can directly swap them for cryptocurrencies to invest. We're going to see stocks, bonds, etc. be tokenized, and then you're going to be able to just swap directly from stablecoins, cash in your account, because I think that people are going to end up getting paid in stablecoins instead of having this checking account thing where, you get a check deposited. It takes like several days for it to clear. All that's going to go away and be replaced by stablecoins. And what that does is that really reduces the friction to get into DeFi, which means that this is just going to cause the entire DeFi ecosystem to explode as soon as these go into law. Now, I was kind of playing around with Grok yesterday, trying to estimate when we could see the earliest legislation pass through for stablecoin adoption, and they were talking about July, which is really interesting, because if you take a look at the chart for Ethereum, that gets really close to the end of this massive triangle here. So July would be right about there. So you're getting really close to the end here. So, and then it's talked about later on, end of 2026 being like the fall kind of. So that really fits, whereas we see a stablecoin legislation come through, and then we see banks suddenly just creating billions upon billions of dollars worth of stablecoins. That would make a lot of sense as to why Ethereum breaks out of this massive consolidation triangle that it has been in. Because, you know, if, for example, if they've got like $2 trillion worth of stablecoins suddenly on Ethereum, it can't have $100 billion worth of Ethereum staked securing 2 trillion. The price of Ethereum has to skyrocket to secure all the assets that are going to be tokenized on it. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. I just kind of wanted to give you all a pep talk because I've had a couple of people DM me just scared, uncertain about the market. So I really just wanted to give kind of a pep talk, reassurance, remind people what the long-term trajectory of crypto and DeFi is, and to just take a breath, stop dwelling on the price. You know, if you watch the price every single day, every little fluctuation is going to make you panic and stress. Take a breath, step away. You're going to blink, and then price will be moving higher again. So until next time, y'all take care.